Mr. J has let me come out to play. Hello again, folks. Mr. Suicide's back on the rant. 'Cause this episode of Raw was fucking dog shit. I don't know why he puts himself through this garbage for you people. I really don't know why. It brings something so vile out of him. And then he leaves me to deal with it. Why does he do it for you people? You don't support him. You don't help him. He lives in this shithole and puts up with so much garbage, and what do you people do for him? You do nothing. You abandon him. Get your ass up. Fucking joke to do here. This silly ass thing. He likes to play the nice guy. He likes to make jokes. And he likes to kiss you people's asses. Where has it gotten him? Nowhere. All I really need to do is show you the notes of what he wrote. What else is there to say, folks? This episode of Raw was fucking dog shit. Just like it always is. But I suppose, since he has decided to vacate the premises, I will do what he can't in just a moment. So, this is the Donkey Balls episode of Monday Night Raw. June 6th, 2016. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Mr. J never caught the name of the arena, but who fucking cares? The show starts. Dean Ambrose is already making his way down to the ring. And in the ring, the other 5 assholes who have qualified for the Money in the Bank match, they're already in the ring, perched up on top of 5 separate ladders, and there's of course a 6th for Mr. Ambrose. Lillian Garcia, the ring announcer, introduces them all, and Kevin Owens cuts her off saying, "You don't need to do that, they already know who we are." I'm like, thank you, Owens, for cutting through the bullshit. We really don't need to have you assholes announced to us, because we see you every fucking week. We know who you fucking are. No, not Ambrose. Owens starts running his mouth, talking a bunch of hot garbage, saying he's going to win the Money in the Bank, and he's going to go on to win the World Heavyweight title with the contract. And he gets cut off, yada yada yada. It gets around to Ambrose, and he just says he wants to fight. He's like, enough of this shit, let's just get to the fighting part. And I'm like, Man after me own heart. We go back to Owens, who starts making a bunch of old references to old fucking superstars like the Four Horsemen, yada yada yada. All of which is just a plug for the fucking stupid goddamn overpriced WWE Network. Yes, even at $10 it's fucking overpriced. Because from what I've heard, people have all kinds of problems with that bullshit. Vince, you ass clown, you made the mother of all fuck-ups when you created this goddamn network. You could have released all of this content. All the episodes of Raw, SmackDown, WCW Nitro and Thunder, all of the AWA pay-per-views, you could have released all of that shit on DVD and Blu-ray collections, and you could have made more than $10 per sale on each one of these things. Instead, you wasted the opportunity and put it on this stupid fucking on-demand network, which does not fucking work, and fucks over everyone on your roster because their royalties get fucked over. Countless other people have gone on and on talking about how stupid this fucking network is. And I'll just throw my name in the hat as well, because it's a dumb fucking idea. Sami Zayn starts talking a bit. And then Ambrose talks, and he's like, seriously, can we get to the fucking fighting? I'll fight a grizzly bear, I'll fight aliens, I don't fucking care, just let me fight someone. Like this guy. Then we get to a little bit of funny. Sammy and Jericho start having a little back and forth. Jericho says, I was the one who invented the Money in the Bank, so I'm an expert. And Sammy says, oh really? How many have you won? And Jericho's like, I won the first one. And Sammy's like, oh, you won the first one? And Jericho's like, the sixth one. And Sammy's like, oh, well, which was it, the first or the sixth? And Jericho, you haven't won shit. You're a fucking ass clown and a jabroni. You need to take your ass out of the WWE and go on tour with Fozzy as soon as possible. And go get yourself another ugly tattoo. The crowd starts chanting Jericho's catchphrase, stupid idiot, at him, which he is a stupid fucking idiot. Jericho says he's going to give everyone the gift of Jericho, and while he's doing this, the other five get down from their ladders, and they all start fighting. Cesaro is the one left standing in the ring. He takes off his rip-away suit. He takes that off, and he's looking up at the damn briefcase. And then, for some fucking asinine reason, even though he's been gone from the company for years, Teddy Long's music hits. Holla, holla, holla. And out he shambles his ass to the fucking stage and says, he rambles on and on incomprehensibly. I think he's got the dementia. Stephanie, of course, has to come out and be the party pooper. Party pooper. Every party needs a pooper, and that's why they invited you. Party pooper. Stephanie, you're not fuckable. You're not entertaining. I wouldn't give you the courtesy of a reach around. Hashtag Stephanie's got a dick. Anyways, she comes out and says, she comes out to a batch of boos, of course, because she always fucking does. And she says, she's like, Teddy, why are you here? You don't work here anymore. How did you get past security? Which is a good fucking question that they wait until later on to goddamn answer. In fact, I don't even think she asks him that question yet. Teddy Long for some idiotic reason. Why he would want to be associated with this god-awful product anymore, I don't know. You ask me, he probably got out of the business about perfect timing. He's campaigning to be the person who gets to run SmackDown when it goes live. And Stephanie's like, that's not going to happen. We haven't made any decisions yet. And so Teddy is like, never mind your bullshit. Where the hell's Shane? Let me talk to Shane. And then we get the worst news of the night. Stephanie tells us Shane's on vacation this week. Oh, goody. And then Stephanie proceeds to tell Mr. Long to go away. She also says, don't hit his music. So he can't do his little dancing bullshit. He leaves. And Stephanie continues by saying, since you 6 guys in the ring here, since you guys want some action so much, I'm not going to give you a piece of my ass because I'm kind of taken, you see. And, so she makes a series of matches between the men in the Money in the Bank match. They still, as of yet, have failed to announce or have qualify the 7th man who's supposed to be in the damn Money in the Bank match. On WWE.com, they still show a 7th person shadowed. So when's that gonna happen? When you gonna follow up and actually finish what you started? You announced 7. Where's number 7? Anyways, Stephanie announces a series of matches. Sami Zayn versus Alberto Del Taco. Dean Ambrose versus Fat Owens. Cesaro versus lame-ass Jericho, which will be now. And they cut to a commercial break. Coming back from the break, of course, the match has already started. This match actually turned out to probably be the best match of the fucking night. Jericho's triangle drop kick gets caught by Cesaro into a nice European uppercut, knocking that old man on his ass. Another stupid idiot chant from the crowd, again directed at stupid idiot Jericho. A commercial break. Cesaro does his uppercut train, just going back and forth and back and forth, drilling that old sack of dog shit into the corner, back and forth and back and forth. After a series of maneuvers, Cesaro goes for his nifty springboard European uppercut where he springs off the ropes. Jericho catches him into the code breaker. And the momentum from the movement causes Cesaro to bounce over and roll all the way out of the ring, falling to the floor. So Jericho is unable to cover him to try and win the match. Well, of course, Jericho goes after him, grabs him, throws him back in. And when he goes for the cover, he only gets a 2 count. Later on, Cesaro does his nifty deadlift superplex. The crowd decides to give it a "This is awesome" chant. Oh, yes. Cesaro was going for his idiotic swing. Jericho counted it. They counted round and around and around. Jericho finally starts going for his Walls of Jericho Boston Crab shit finishing move. Wish he would really get something new. Well, Cesaro counters that and manages to counter around some more into doing his swing. And he swings him around and around and around. He finally stops, pauses, locks Jericho's bitch Canadian ass in the motherfucking Canadian sharpshooter, and Jericho taps the fuck out like the bitch that he fucking is. And the crowd pops because Cesaro just won and Old Man just lost. Moving right along, we get a recap from last week of John Cena getting his punk ass destroyed by AJ Styles and the Club. And that segues into hype for a match that will turn out being the main event of the match, of the night, which is The New Day, all three of them, versus AJ and the Club. 6-man tag match. They also hype up a pair of video packages that are going to be spread out throughout the night. History between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. The history of the two of them together from the days in the Shield all the way till now. And I'm thinking, there was a third guy in that group. And something tells me he's probably feeling pretty left out right now. So, yeah. Oh yeah, one of those stupid video packages is going to be next, and they cut to a commercial break. And sure enough, coming back, they go into this video package. And this one is essentially from Rollins' perspective. So, he's talking, a little sit-down interview, and they're showing clips, him turning on the Shield, yada yada yada, all the shit. Him cashing in his briefcase, turning the main event of, WrestleMania 31 into a damn triple threat match. And him stealing the title away from Roman, who wasn't going to fucking win it anyways. Yada yada. We get done with the shitty fucking video package, which, by the way, this whole video package really tried hard to make Seth look like a face. But it kept showing the clips of him the night after the pay-per-view when he came back, going full-blown heel and shitting all over the crowd. And I'm like, bipolar much? Don't make him seem like a face, showing him on his comeback from the knee injury. He's in the gym working out, he's doing all the leg exercises and trying to rehab his knee. And they're like, okay, well, they're making this guy look like the good guy, right? And then he's like, they smash cut to him. Fuck you people, I don't need you. Hi, Rollins. Fuck you! You damn sure do need us, you monkey! 'Cause without us, you'd be nothing. I want to kick that scrawny little motherfucker right in his balls. Oh wait! He doesn't fucking have any. Moving the fuck on. Cutting back to the ring, there's lovely Lana. She introduces her husband, Roger Rabbit, who comes out to X-Pac Heat. Oh wait, that joke was supposed to be for later. Anyways. Rusev, the fucking hairy-chested bear. Prison pussy fucking faggot. Rusev looks dumb. He looks like a mongoloid. He looks like Brock Lesnar. If Brock Lesnar was even uglier than he already is. And that prison pussy around his mouth. I used to fuck guys like you in prison, you hear me? I think your woman deserves a better man. Commercial break. And when we come back, Titus goddamn O'Neil is on commentary. So we're not gonna bother having this match between Titus and Rusev, because no one fucking cares about it. You may as well just get it out of the fucking way. but apparently they're saving it for the goddamn pay-per-view. It'll probably be on the pre-show, because like I said, no one fucking cares about it. And since we're in fucking Oklahoma City, out comes the hometown boy who we haven't seen in fucking months, barring that battle royal from a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it was the battle royal from a few weeks ago that determined Rusev as the #1 contender for the US title. Last time we saw this motherfucker, can you guess who it is? Who's from Oklahoma City? I'll give you one guess. Jack fucking Swagger. This motherfucker got a pop. Haven't seen him in months, aside from the Battle Royal. He gets a pop because he's in his hometown. And the people do we the people shit. He's still got the stupid goddamn shirt with the handprint. And he's still coming out to the goddamn Real Americans music, or whatever the fuck it was called. He needs to go back to his old gimmick. Because he was all-American before it was cool. Okay? And that music he comes out to sucks. Anyway, so we get a match between these two. A crap match. Big USA chant. Swagger goes for the Patriot lock, his nice ankle lock. Rusev just kind of kicks him off before he can get it locked in. They spill out to the outside, where, right in front of the damn commentators, they both clock the fuck out of each other with a couple of nice big clotheslines, double clothesline spot, and they splat on the fucking mat outside. And this is where the diarrhea dial gets turned way the fuck up. Because they're on the outside of the ring, of course, and the referee is counting. And for some asinine reason, Rusev goes to get into the ring. Swagger grabs and pulls him down. He goes to get into the ring. They keep going back and forth with this shit, till finally, Rusev shoves Swagger's dumbass on top of Titus, who's on commentary. So Swagger goes down, on top of Titus. Rusev rolls in the ring. Referee counts to 10. Ding, ding, ding. Rusev wins by countout. So he's made to look like a complete jabroni bitch because he can't even beat someone the likes of Swagger, who hasn't had a win in eons. The crowd's fucking dead, of course. They don't like this guy when he wins. They fucking don't like him when he loses. They want to bang his wife, and so do I. Swagger and Titus get up, dust themselves off, they jump in the ring, and they start beating the fuck out of this Roger Rabbit jabroni. And before they can really get their licks in, Rusev bails out of the ring and runs off with his beautiful woman. And he's left pointing the finger, yelling a bunch of bullshit in Russian. Titus and Swagger, meanwhile, in the ring, do a We the People, and that's the fucking end of that. So again, your US champion was just made to look like a complete bitch, emasculating him in front of his woman, which I'm guessing he's used to that treatment. Anyways, next segment, Cena, John goddamn Cena, comes out to a mixed reaction. And they show the recap again of him getting his dome blasted in by AJ Styles. And I'm thinking, AJ, why'd you stop, man? If that was me on top of Cena, I wouldn't stop until I was punching wet chunks of bone and blood into the mat. I'd pull out a set of brass knuckles with spikes on them, and I'd keep raining down blows until there was nothing left of his dome but jelly. I'd go completely psychotic on this fuck who can't fucking wrestle. His shit promos bore me to death. Cena begins running his dick licker. And he brings up, last week they had a dream moment, him and AJ. The dueling chant from the crowd. He said, normally it goes back and forth, let's go Cena, Cena sucks, and he actually gets the crowd to start doing the dueling chant. And he's like, yeah, but let's see, last week you guys were it was let's go Cena AJ Styles, and he gets that going. Although that took him a minute to get that going. Because I think the crowd was kind of burnt out after the first one. Cena says he's only got one question. Why, AJ, why? Why? 'Cause you're a dumb sack of shit, Cena. That's fucking why. Do you really need an explanation? How many times have people done this to you now? You have got to be the dumbest fuck in wrestling, John. How stupid can you fucking be? He calls out AJ. AJ comes out accompanied with his two bald friends. And the dueling chant of Let's Go Cena AJ Styles. That actually happened naturally. Because Cena, you're not supposed to egg on chants like that. That's for people who can only get over with cheap heat. Like you have always been. AJ starts talking, he burns Cena, basically telling him you can't wrestle, all that, and I would add, fucking goddamn Cena. Cena starts talking all this hot garbage. I'm gonna tear you apart, AJ, and all this and that, and I'm like, yeah, Cena, you probably will tear AJ apart, because you're in the fucking WWE, where Vince McMahon gives you every goddamn win that you don't need. Because you're his butt buddy. It really helps having powerful allies backstage, doesn't it, John? You fucking prick. In any other company, any other wrestling company, you would be the water boy, the towel boy. You wouldn't be allowed to wrestle because you stink up the joint when you do. New Japan Pro Wrestling would eat you alive and shit you out like the turd that you are. Ring of Honor would laugh at your ass. That's the difference between you and AJ Styles, Cena. You would get absolutely destroyed in any other company in the United States or the world, for that matter. AJ Styles, and AJ even brings this up, I could go to any promotion and be welcomed with open arms. And he's goddamn right. There's a "You Can't Wrestle" chant directed, of course, at Cena. And then AJ tells Cena that you can't beat me, even on your best day. Except in the WWE, where he's given preferential treatment. Cena runs AJ down. And AJ, I don't know if someone told him to say this, or if he's going to be in trouble backstage. Oh yes, Cena was asking the question, why do you need the two bald guys? And I'm thinking, realistically, AJ doesn't need the two bald guys. Because, and AJ even said this, in a real wrestling match, AJ would run circles around John Cena. But Cena asks why you need the bald guys, and AJ says, I had a plan. I came here and I was gonna punch you in the fucking face. And he says, the reason why I've got these two guys, they're my insurance policy. Because I know, and he actually says this, I know You like to whip out your shovel and bury people like me. They're my insurance to make sure that my head stays above ground. He actually said that. Finally, they get around to, it's enough talking. Everybody talks too much, and let's, AJ leads the two bald guys down to the ring, and we see something that we haven't seen since about 2012. The three guys surround the ring, and they get up on the apron, one on each side. Cena has his back to the ropes on the one side of the ring by the aisleway that leads down to the ring. And I'm thinking, motherfucker, you could just, oh yeah, Cena doesn't run away. Because he's too dumb to know when he's outnumbered. That's the thing about you, Cena. You might be nice and strong. You hit them weights like they owe you money. But you're not too smart. You have been outsmarted so many goddamn times it's not funny. It's not fucking funny. So, as the three members of the club get into the ring to try and tear Cena a new asshole that Vince will later use to, they're getting ready, out comes the fucking New Day, who we already know have a match against the club later on. And as soon as the New Day come out, the club bails, and they leave. Because at that point, it would be 4-on-3. They don't like them odds. Because they're smart. Ugh. Segment over. We get hype for the club versus the New Day for later on. And we cut to a commercial break. And when we come back, they have the bad taste to recap Enzo's concussion from the pay-per-view. The vaudevillains are already in the ring. Enzo and Cass come out to a pop, and Enzo goes through his spiel, and him and Cass cut a nice big promo on the vaudevillains, running them down hard. And of course it ends with a soft. And we get a match between these two teams. Cass hits his Empire Elbow. And then we get a repeat of the spot from the pay-per-view, where the one vaudevillain grabs Enzo, chucks him at the ropes. And it goes about the same way. Enzo catches his head on the bottom rope, falls out to the floor, and he looks hurt. Cass is watching this whole time. And I can see on his face, written plain as day. And that was the moment Aiden English realized he fucked up. He turns around and he gets annihilated by Big Cass. Cass gets him in the corner, punching him, just wrecking his shit, pushing his shit right back up in there. The referee trying to back him off time and time again. Cass gets himself disqualified. But he continues beating the dog shit out of the two jabronis, the fucking vaudevillains. He drops these motherfuckers, chases English out of the fucking ring, and Gotch is trying to crawl his way out of the ring, and Cass grabs him by the belt, what semblance of a belt he's got, pulls him back in, and he's like, "Where you going?" And he grabs him, and he hits the nice East River crossing on him. By the way, by this point, Enzo has made his way back into the ring. He's fine. and Enzo's kind of watching Cass like, "Damn, man, you really don't like those guys, do you? I wish you would have saved that for the Dudleys last week, because I'd like to see those clowns get their asses kicked." Thankfully, we didn't see them on this show. Hopefully, we won't see them again. So anyways, we cut backstage to a locker room, and there's Sami Zayn, and up comes Tom Phillips, who looks like he's well past his curfew. Sammy's cutting a promo. Phillips asked him, do you feel like the underdog in this match? And I'm like, he's always the goddamn underdog. It's kind of his gimmick. So Sammy's cutting this promo. Yeah, I'm the underdog because I'm going against a guy like Del Rio who's already won a Money in the Bank match and won the title with the contract. So yeah, I do kind of feel like the underdog. Camera pans over. Del Rio is standing right the fuck behind Sammy, and I'm like, was he here? Was he there the whole time? Sneaking up out of nowhere? Motherfucker. He cuts a promo, hot garbage, who gives a fuck? Talking all this C bullshit, and I'm like, motherfucker. Sammy made a much more convincing Mexican when he was goddamn El Generico. Olay. Commercial break. And at one previous point, there was a little tribute, a bunch of stupid Twitter tweets, talking about the passing of Muhammad Ali, who just passed away yesterday, or was it today? Don't remember. Muhammad Ali just passed away. And they had one video earlier about him, and they do another one here. And we cut back to Stephanie in her office. Yay. Stephanie, I think, was on the phone talking with somebody, and I can hear Teddy Long's music playing from like a little speaker. The camera pans over. He's over there with his phone doing his little dance. And Stephanie's like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, he's having fun, woman. I wish I could do that. Because this show is not any fun. The two get to talking. This is the part where, yeah, anyways. Teddy says, if I was running SmackDown, player, you got this whole tag team division thing with Enzo and Cass and the Vaudevillains. If I was running things, I'd make it a fatal four-way match. Enzo and Cass, the Vaudevillains, the New Day, and Anderson and Gallows, who seem to want to interject themselves in the tag division. And Stephanie's like, yeah, whatever. And she's like, Teddy, how the hell did you get in here? How did you get past security? And he whips out a wad of cash. This is the dollar and it make you go holla holla. So what he's saying is he paid security to let him in. Stephanie tells him to leave. And then she gets back on the phone with whoever she was talking with. Apparently it was the marketing department for the company. And she says, I just had a great idea. For the pay-per-view, Money in the Bank, we should start advertising a fatal four-way for the tag title. Yes, she uses Teddy's idea. Cutting back to the arena, Sami Zayn is already in the ring. And then Alberto Del Taco comes out to X-Pac heat. In other words, no fucking reaction. And we get a match between these two, which ends up being kind of meh. Sammy does his barricade moonsault spot, and then they cut to commercial because they keep doing that same thing. I don't know why. Del Rio tries for his concussion kick, not to be confused with the contrived kick. He goes for the concussion kick, Sammy dodges it, turns it into a schoolboy. Del Rio kicks out, and then hits his concussion kick anyways. And then he throws Sammy into the corner, gets him up top, turned backwards, because he's going for like his big super inverted suplex. Well, Sammy fights him off, yada yada. But Sammy ends up in the Tree of Woe, and Del Rio goes for the contrived kick. Well, Sammy counters him once, but then Sammy tries to pull himself up to get out of the Tree of Woe. He slips or something. He's still in it. Del Rio concussion kicks him in the stomach to stagger him while he's still in the Tree of Woe. Goes back up to the top, comes down, and hits the damn contrived stomp. And he gets the 1, 2, 3. Crowd's dead, of course. You see what happens? When your entrance happens during the commercial break or during another segment, you're not winning the match. That kind of sucks. You're telegraphing these things. You see how predictable this garbage is? That's why Mr. J came up with that stupid thing over here. Yeah. Moving on. We cut backstage to one of the goofy hallways. There's Mr. Ambrose. And he's walking, he's getting ready, he's got his fists all taped up, and he's ready to go. And apparently there was a laugh from off camera. And Dean turns over, and there's Kevin Owens. And Ambrose is like, is something funny? How am I funny to you? Am I ha-ha funny? You know? Owens and Ambrose keep going back and forth. Owens saying that Ambrose is more off the deep end than usual. And I'm thinking, you should be afraid if that's the case, because when he goes off the deep end, you should run. Ambrose is right after this. Ambrose basically owns him in the promo. And they cut off to more hype for the other half of the video package, the history between Rollins and Reigns. And that'll be next. And they cut to a commercial break. And when they get back, they go right into it. This time showing basically the same goddamn clips as the last time, only now it's from Roman's perspective. And it's showing him, he's in the little interview area, talking with his boring lack of charisma and no personality. Talking a bunch of bullshit and hot garbage. Fuck this motherfucker. Cutting back to the arena, Ambrose comes out to a pop. And another commercial break. And when we come back, Owens is already in the ring. So guess who's about to lose? We get the match between these two. It turned out to be decent. The first thing of note that happened was they spill out to the outside. And Owens throws Ambrose over the commentary table. He runs around to the other side of the table, and he grabs Byron Saxton's headset and puts it on, and he's talking, see, this is what's going to happen at the paper. Oh my god, and here comes Ambrose, who clobbers him, jumping off of the table. Later on in the match, the next fucking segment or spot that was interesting, Ambrose gets clocked, and he does his teeter-totter thing in the ropes. And he ends up getting a face full of boot from a Kevin Owens super kick that crumpled him up like a fucking accordion. Ooh, that looked sick. Owens went for his cannonball, but, Ambrose got out of it somehow. Oh yeah, he explodes out of the corner and clotheslined the bejesus out of Owens. But anyways, after some more shit, Owens wound up... Oh yeah, what happened was, Ambrose had gone up to the top rope. Owens hits the ropes, makes Ambrose crotch himself on the turnbuckle, and he flips out, landing perfectly in the corner. Owens hits his cannonball. Yada yada. Owens ends up on the outside of the ring. Ambrose goes for his suicide dive, even blowing Owens a little kiss before he did it. However, as he dives out, Owens catches him and plants him back first against the apron. You know, that nice apron slam. Why he didn't get him up and go for the power bomb, I don't know. So Ambrose is down on the mat on the floor. Owens goes up to the apron, comes diving off and does a nice bullfrog splash. And after that we go home, because back in the ring, Owens goes for his contrived-ass pop-up powerbomb, which he telegraphs the fuck of, having to grab the guy, throw him this way. I think what happened was, he throws Ambrose in, he gets him up, Ambrose Hurricane Rana's in. And then as Owens is getting up, Ambrose cinches him up, hits the Dirty Deeds. 1, 2, 3, and that's match. Jobber entrance gets jobbed out. Clear as crystal. Pop for Ambrose, because he's the motherfucking man. Dean celebrates a little bit. He goes to leave the ring, but then he's like, He goes back, lifts up the ring skirt. There's a ladder under there, even though there's a shitload of ladders on the stage, and I think even lining the entranceway. There's a ladder in the ring, or under the ring. So he grabs that out, throws it in the ring. He sets the damn thing up in the middle of the ring, and he starts climbing the damn thing. Well, just before he goes to grab the briefcase, Owens comes back and pushes the ladder over. And Ambrose is basically throated on the top rope. He falls out of the ring. The referee is checking on him. Owens sets the ladder up for no reason, because he doesn't climb the fucking thing. He just points up the briefcase and says, "That is mine!" And then he fucks off. So, anticlimax is anticlimactic. More hype for the New Day versus the Club. I'd like to club the New Day to death like a bunch of baby seals. This fucking gimmick is getting old. And that's demonstrated in full view later on. Anyways, after that hype, we get more hype, this time for Charlotte's tranny ass. That's going to be next. And we cut to a commercial break. Coming back from the break, Darren Young and Bob Backlund. Moving on, anyways. Charlotte comes out with Dana Brooke. And we get a recap from the shit with her daddy Rick. Charlotte starts talking, and she starts backpedaling. You know, she starts talking about all the backlash she has received since kicking her daddy to the curb. She says, "All the stuff I said to you, I meant it. Professionally. I still want to go to Christmas with you and work out with you and all this other stuff." Basically, she's saying, I don't need you in my career no more. We still family. She gets cut off by Natalia's music. She comes out with Becky Lynch. And the two of them are just running Charlotte under the bus. Or running Charlotte over with a bus, verbally. Becky Lynch even saying that I've smelled cow dung in Ireland that was fresher than this. And the two of them get in the ring, and they start talking, and basically the gist of what they're saying is that talking to Dana, saying it's just a matter of time before Charlotte turns on you like she did on her dad. They're basically trying to get Dana to turn on Charlotte. Preemptively, you know. And after they get done with all of their shit, Charlotte's looking at Dana like, you're not seriously, considering this shit. Dana starts edging her way over towards Becky and Natalia, looking like she's going to turn on Charlotte. Well, she gets over right next to Natalia, and then clocks her with a fucking forearm. And this was kind of funny. Becky goes to lunge at Dana, She trips over Natty's fucking head and falls to her knees and gets clocked. Charlotte jumps on top of Natalya and locks her in some weird reverse chin lock thing. Meanwhile, Dana grabs Becky, gets her up Samoan style, and sits her into a Michinoku driver. That's her finisher, by the way. So, Becky and Natty get the shit beat out of them by the two blonde whores. And that's basically it. Moving on, more hype for the New Day and the club. Commercial break. And then we get another video package for the Shining Stars, who I thought were dead in the water after Vince decided he didn't like them anymore. They're dead in the water, just like that Darren Young crap is. Moving on. Out comes the team of Breezango. To no fucking reaction. And while they're coming out, we have a picture-in-a-picture promo showing the two of them in the back earlier, and Tyler Breeze is shaving Johnny's back. I'm surprised Johnny didn't start purring like a walrus. Anyways. And while this is going on, Breeze says something to Johnny to the effect of, I've heard about this experimental surgery that completely eradicates all the hair from your body. And just body hair. And apparently he's done this. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is this shit right here? Where the fuck is Dirty Curdy? My boy, Johnny Curtis. Where the fuck is he hiding? Probably in a dumpster somewhere. I don't know. That guy was amazing. I miss him. So, yes. This homoerotic shit happens. And then out comes the golden truth. To hardly any fucking reaction. The crowd basically only reacts when Truth prompts them to do a what's up. Because that's the only way he can get a reaction anymore. Because any amount of overness he had has been drained by all these shit gimmicks and storylines they've given him over the last couple of years. This is supposed to be a singles match between Tyler Breeze and R-Truth. The match barely begins before Johnny and Goldust get into it on the outside, and it quickly spills inside the ring, tripping R-Truth with Goldust, turning into a big brawl. The referee calls for the bell, so I'm guessing everything was just called off. Hand wave. Breezango bail. They get the fuck out of there. And then out comes Teddy Long again. Holla, holla, holla at your dog, player, player. And he says, I think we need to make this into a tag team match, players. Finally, security comes out and tells him to get out. Immediately, we cut backstage to Teddy and the security guards, escorting him backstage. Up comes Stephanie, who tells him to get the fuck out. Get out of my fucking arena. She even says that, the person who's going to run SmackDown needs to be vivacious and intelligent and not a gibbering moron, and it's going to be me. That's what Stephanie says. And I'm like, yes, let Stephanie host the B show. So no one will watch it, and it will fucking fail. Let's Shane host the A show. Moving on. We get hype for a tribute to Muhammad Ali. That'll be up next, and they cut to a commercial break. And when they come back from the break, they do show this tribute to Muhammad Ali. After that's over, they say, for next week on Raw, The return of the Ambrose Asylum. Yes, they're bringing back his fucking talk show, only being gone for a couple of weeks. And his guests, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Yes, that. Finally, we're about done with this horror show. The club's music hits. And they come out to about the same reaction you'd get from clubbing baby seals. As in no fucking reaction. The two bald guys come out. And then AJ comes out. And he only gets maybe a small pop. So it really seems like this whole storyline of him going against Cena has just drained all of the fucking overness away from him as well. Cena's got his shovel. And he's already given it quite the fucking workout. And while they're coming out, we do the recap again from last week of Cena getting his skull punched in. Commercial break. And I'm thinking, there's no way they're going to have the New Day get a jobber entrance here, are they? No. Coming back from the break, they announced that for SmackDown this coming Thursday, Becky Lynch will take on Dana Brooke. Also, on SmackDown, in a renewal of their rivalry that we wish would fucking die, Dean Ambrose is going to take on Chris Old Man Jericho. Yawn. Finally coming back to the arena. Oklahoma City! Don't you dare be sour! You fuckers are getting old. The New Day come the fuck out. And they don't get much of a reaction. Again, I'm thinking this whole thing is draining their overness just by virtue of the fact that they're being paired with Cena. They come out cutting these bad jokes, cutting this promo, talking about the new... Oh yes, calling the bald guys, talking about how you're called the Club. Well, you ain't the Hair Club for men, and you ain't the Mickey Mouse Club. And they even go to start singing the damn Mickey Mouse Club theme song. And one of them makes the stupid joke of, don't get us sued. And I'm like, motherfucker, you're not on YouTube. You can't get sued for copyright infringement. You're on TV, you fuckstick. Bad jokes. Fuck you. And of course, they end with a New Day rocks. And this whole time they're cutting this shit promo, I'm thinking, why are AJ and the Bullet Club guys standing there not beating the fuck out of these guys? Because if I was them, I'd jump out the ring and start beating their heads into the ground. Pull out the club and make with the baby seal shit. But no, they wait until the jabronis get done with their shit promo, and they actually let the three of them get in the ring. And before the referee can call for the bell, because all six of them are standing in the fucking ring, they all start fighting, and they're throwing punches and everything. And basically the gist of it is the New Day gets wrecked. Big E gets chucked into the barricade on the outside of the ring. Kofi, I don't know, he gets laid out. On the other side of the ring, up by the ramp, Xavier Woods is duking it out with AJ Styles. And with help from Anderson and Gallows, AJ is able to... what the hell happened? I don't know how. But AJ grabs Woods from the floor, powerbomb position, drops him, sets him up for the clash, and plants him face fucking first on the mats on the floor. So Woods is fucking out. Cold. So yeah, the New Day got fucking wrecked. And we cut to a commercial break. And I'm like, is the show fucking over already? It's not quite time yet. Coming back from the commercial break, Woods is gone, and Big E and Kofi are coming back down the ramp, and I'm like, where the fuck did they go? Apparently, they helped Woods to the back. He's hurt. He's done. You eat a fucking Styles Clash on the floor. Yeah, I'd say you're fucking done. So we get this match between the Club, all three of them, and the New Day, just Kofi and Big E since Woods is hurt. So it's a 3-on-2 match. Only things of note, Big E hits his big splash on the apron. Don't remember who on. On the floor, I believe Big E eats a Pele kick from AJ Styles, and then Big E, after taking the Pele, turns around and gets big booted out of his fucking skull by Gallows. So I'm guessing it was Anderson who ate the big splash on the apron. Anyways, back in the ring, there's a big clusterfuck. And a parade of finishers, basically. And Kofi is left in the ring, turns around, and gets fucking decked from 3/4 of the way across the fucking ring. AJ Styles flying, hitting that goddamn phenomenal forearm. And he lays Kofi the fuck out with this thing. 1, 2, 3. AJ and the Club get the win. And the crowd couldn't give a shit less. They're dead. They continue beating the shit out of Kofi and Big E. And then, of course, who else comes out but John goddamn Cena? And as he's coming out, AJ sends the two bald guys to get knocked over one by Cena. Cena dives in the ring. AJ bails. Cena turns around, gets distracted by Gallows and Anderson. He knocks them back off the apron. He turns around and gets decked by AJ. But AJ's just kind of standing over Cena, and in comes Kofi flying in with a big springboard double drop kick which knocks AJ the fuck out of the ring. Anderson comes into the ring, eats a big ending from Big E. And then Gallows comes in and eats a fucking FU from Cena. And that's basically how the show ends. With those three jabronis standing tall in the fucking ring, AJ, Gallows, and Anderson on the outside of the ring, backing up the aisle, like you motherfuckers, you know. And yeah, fuck this shit. This is how boring this garbage is. So, in recap, we saw Cesaro defeat Chris Jericho in the only good match of the night. We saw Rusev basically squash Jack Swagger, only to win by countout, immediately making him look like a bitch. Because he is a bitch. We saw the Vaudevillains win by disqualification over Enzo and Cass, when Cass decided to go aggro after watching Enzo almost get concussed again. We saw Alberto Del Taco job out Sami Zayn for no fucking reason. And we saw Dean Ambrose beat Kevin Owens in a decent match. That was probably the second best match of the night. And then we saw Tyler Breeze and R-Truth, I guess, go to a fucking no contest when their partners decided to get in the ring and make it a big goddamn four-man brawl. And then we saw the Club defeat the New Day 3-on-2 to get no fucking reaction, only to get completely made to look foolish by John goddamn Cena. This was your match, your show for June 6, 2016 in Oklahoma City. See, unlike Mr. J, I don't miss. I don't know why he keeps putting himself through this crap. It bores the shit out of him. Not only is it boring, it's frustrating. It's enraging. I'm sure some of you feel the same way, because I've read the comments on his videos. I decided to make fun of him last week with that whole annotations dealie, but it was all in good fun. Well, I believe that will conclude this episode of The Wrestling Rant. Thank you all for watching. Join us next time. Fiddling with these stupid things. Join us next time for another Wrestling Rant. We'll see if Mr. J has recovered enough to talk about SmackDown. If he can come back in time to make it for SmackDown. He keeps having problems with that. Until then, I have been Mr. Suicide, taking Mr. J's place for the night. If you need me again, here's my card. We'll see you next time.